Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tardis Zone Live. Nice to have you all here on this Friday evening. I hope you all have a great weekend. Okay, just a little bit of announcements to make before we get going with this video. So I will be on tonight, on this channel tonight at 10 o'clock. Okay, but at 9 o'clock I'm going to be on Talk Their Doctor. Apparently, and I've actually seen this information myself, but we have received information, but we won't be talking about it until 9 o'clock tonight on Eddie's channel, because we have both decided that we'd be on his channel to do it. So join me on Eddie's channel, Talk Their Doctor, at 9 o'clock, and then straight after that I'll be on my channel at 10. What I'll do is while I'm on with Eddie, I will try set up the link for the other one. If not, I will just throw the link up straight away and join me afterwards. So you're probably wondering why I'm doing a video. Well, I've got another news article here. Actually, more of an interview, I think it is, with Jodie Whittaker. And this is from Cheat Sheet, that internet online magazine thing that I actually don't like myself, because they've done a few articles where they've slated the fans. So I'll get the articles thanks to my wife Cheryl, who actually alerted me to this article. So here we go. Let's get into this. Let me see. We've got Lee Anthony Davis. Oh, yeah. Lee Anthony Davis has been giving me a bit of information as well about the next episode of Doctor Who, the Nikola Tesla episode. I will, at 10 o'clock tonight, read out some of that information that he has given me. He's actually in the live chat there. So hello to Lee, and thank you. I haven't been ignoring your information. I have it there. I will read it out actually tonight. But we've got Blue Bonahoovian in the chat. We've got Charlotte Garbage, Crystal, Classic Doctor Who Years is here. As I said, we have received information about the Timeless Child situation. So join me at 9 o'clock, because I'm telling you, after we actually talk about this on Eddie's channel, there is going to be a huge backlash. I could feel it. I know this is going to push some fans over the edge, and I really do think that this is a critical time now for us fans, especially. I think it's time to make our mark, and it's time to stand up and say enough is enough. Right, let's go ahead and read this article anyway that I got. So Jodie Whittaker's take on why people still love Doctor Who. Now, this is going to be very interesting, because, when someone plays the Doctor, they do kind of interviews like this, right? It's interesting to kind of see where they're coming from, and to actually see if this person actually understands the role that they've actually been given. So this article is by Anne Darcy, so they'll go easy on her, of course. And this article was published January the 17th, 2020. I love saying that, 2020. Okay. Here we go. Doctor Who is loved by many fans. It has been since the show premiered in 1963, and since the show returned in 2005, some people may wonder what causes such passion for so many people. Well, Jodie Whittaker, the actress playing the 13th Doctor, might have the answer. No, you won't have the answer. Even before I read this article, I could tell you won't have the answer. Do you know why? Because you've never watched the show before, which you have confessed, and you are not a Whovian. So you do not tell me why this show means so much to me. You haven't got a clue, because if you did, you wouldn't be playing the role the way you're playing it. You wouldn't have actually took the role, and you would have told Chris Chibnall, your friend, that this was a bad idea. Right, so let's see. So the first question is, what does Jodie Whittaker think about portraying the 13th Doctor? Right, here we go, straight in. In an interview with Salon, Jodie Whittaker talks about her defining role in Doctor Who. The role of the Doctor must be a dream role for any actor, and is definitely the kind of role that you would be reminded of long after you left it. Whovians, as Doctor Who fans are known, are a passionate bunch of people. So, according to Jodie Whittaker, Doctor Who being her defining role is fine. That's absolutely fine. She'll take it. Of course she'll take it, because it'll be the best job you'll ever do. She also believes that after the role, she will come out of it completely elevated actor. I disagree. I think you're going to kill your career, but we'll continue. Playing the 13th Doctor has given a sense of playfulness. She loves tapping into the childish dream of when she grows up. She wants to play pretend for a living. She discusses the joyous position of having the role of the Doctor. Whittaker also said that if she's 70 years old walking down the street and in that one moment the Doctor, for whoever walks past, and all they'll know so look, listen, basically, right, because I don't know why they write these articles like this. So basically what she's saying is when she's 70 years old, she'll be walking down the road and some old Whovian will see her and say, oh, she used to play the Doctor. Not a chance. Everybody's going to forget you, you fool. Don't be fooling yourself. Everybody's going to forget you. Sure, they can't stand you in the role now. How do you think people are not going to remember you, right? Even your own fans are not going to remember you for this because they'll move on to something else. Here we go again. Why does Jodie Whittaker say people love Doctor Who? Oh, Jesus Christ. Right. Let's see what our answer is to this. It's already bullshit anyway, I can tell you. Let me see. During her interview with Salon, she talks about what makes the show so popular and loved. According to Jodie Whittaker, Doctor Who shows there is hope in darkness. She talks about how the Doctor has such an incredible hindsight and such an incredible sense of loss and future hope. This all leads the Doctor to never reduce either race or opportunity to judgment. The Doctor believes, according to Whittaker, that through adversity comes huge achievements and huge journeys. The Doctor proves it's okay to be scared, but do not lose hope. Whittaker thinks that it is a wonderful thing. If as humans we can cling on to that, I hate our preachy nature. Jesus, seriously. I hate reading Whittaker interview. I know the article is cringeworthy, garbage. The 13th Doctor is certainly a hopeful incarnation. She definitely encourages fans not to lose hope. Jodie Whittaker's statement also feels like it makes sense given her previous comments on why the show is so popular. In an interview with TV Guide, she said the show touches so many people because it's inclusive rather than exclusive. Jesus Christ. It is welcoming rather than putting off. Actually, I want to dispel that myth right now, right? Doctor Who, Whovians, we're very protective of their fandom. Are we welcoming? RTD would be responsible for making an easy transition, all right. But I'm sorry, but this show should be for Doctor Who fans and not for everybody, and that's why you're killing it, you twat. What do fans have to say? Here's one now, right? So we'll get all our shill fans now. Why do fans have to say what? Oh, Jesus. What do fans have to say about why they love Doctor Who? Right, let's have a look, right? And I guarantee it, right? All these comments are going to be from people probably in their mid-20s. So not Doctor Who fans. Now that you know what Jodie Whittaker thinks about why people love Doctor Who, let's take a look at what fans have to say. One fan on Twitter mentions the historical figures in episodes. Just part of why I love Doctor Who so much, this fan says. The show weaving awesome history lessons into awesome sci-fi adventures. First of all, whoever wrote that, you need to bang yourself on the head with something. Because number one, he puts historical figures in, but we learn absolutely nothing about those historical figures, only stuff that we already know. Second of all, where's the sci-fi in this era, you plonker? There is no sci-fi. And as for the historical episodes and the type of historical episodes that Chibnall is doing, they have no business in Doctor Who. So to that fan, you're not a Whovian, go and bleed and do something else. Idiot. Right, let's see what the other idiot fan has to say. Right. Another fan quotes the Doctor by saying these are dark times, but they don't sustain. Darkness never sustains, even though sometimes it might feel, sometimes it feels like it might. You mean like right now, the way the era is going, this is dark times. You're right. I agree with you 100% there. And I know you're not talking about the series, but I'm going to use your comment that way. But you're absolutely right. These are dark times, and we should be all mourning as fans. The fan goes on to say that quotes like the one above are why they love Doctor Who. Another fan mentions the Masters reveal during the Spyfall Part 1. This reveal reminded the fan why they love this show. The Master in disguise using abilities we haven't seen since the 80s. Just wonderful to see, the fan says. There you go. And that's that stupid article. And you notice they only got two. See, I hate when they do articles like this and say the fans. Chi Showbiz, I've got a word of advice for you. Go on to Twitter and you'll actually see what the real fans have to say. I think you just cherry picked two fluffy comments there. Because if you actually asked the proper Whovians of this fandom, they don't like Jodie Whittaker. They don't like this era. And what I've heard that what Chris Chibnall is planning on doing, we found out today. And if this rumor is actually true, then everybody is going to get sick. Everybody is going to absolutely hate what he's going to do. And by the way, see every single bloke that played the Doctor beforehand? Well, I tell you one thing now. This is what I said in my Twitter comment. Everything that you've came to believe about the Doctor is a lie. Right? So when Sasha, as Master, uses that line to her, that was basically the line directed at the fans. Everything you know about Gallifrey, everything you know about the Doctor is a lie. You've been told a lie. According to Chris Chibnall, it's all going to be a lie. Now, we'll get more into that at 9 o'clock. Let's see. I think I have another article here to read out. I don't even know why I read these articles out because they make me angry. But, you know, makes good entertainment for other people. So, I don't know. It's absolutely ridiculous. By the way, Rotten Tomatoes have been at it again. Last night, it was actually quite funny because I was getting sent. Apparently, the audience score was at 0% at one stage over the night, and over the last couple of hours of that night, it's been going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So as it stands as of coming on a few minutes ago, and I'm actually going to get Cheryl to check it right now again, just to see has it changed in the last couple of minutes. Doctor Who, the Rotten Tomatoes score, right? So when I last checked it, right, at 6:17 p.m., and I'm keeping the time because it's very interesting that they keep changing this, and I want to keep the time on these screenshots. So the critic consensus is 80%. Now, no matter what people say about the audience score, right? And people say, well, you can't trust Rotten Tomatoes. That's true. You're right. When it comes to the audience score, you cannot trust Rotten Tomatoes. But what's interesting is the critic score, right? You can't mess with the critic score. And the critic score right now, as it stands on Rotten Tomatoes, is 80%. Now, that's lower than Series 11, right? It's lower than Series 11. So even the critics themselves, right? Now, we've had Spyfall 1, which I thought was a pretty decent episode. Then we had Spyfall 2, which I thought was dire. And then it got followed up with probably the worst episode of Doctor Who's history, right? So those critic consensus so far, in my opinion, are a fair reflection of what we're seeing right now. Now, personally speaking, I think it should be 70 something, 75, maybe 76, but 80 I will take. But it is going to go down further and further. And yeah, it's still the same on Cheryl's phone as well. So that's good. So 80%. So again, as I said, people can give out about the audience score being rigged and call Rotten Tomatoes this, that, and the other. And I agree with everything, right? But when you look at the critic score, and the critics score is down to 80. Series 11, it was what, 92, if I remember correctly. If someone can actually correct me on that one, I think it was 92. So it's down 12%, right, from last year. Now, everybody is in agreement that this series, even though we've probably had the 2 worst episodes, but this series is a huge improvement on Series 11. Right, which is not saying much, but even if the critics now are panning it, which they seem to be doing, right, this is bad. This is bad for Doctor Who. So forget about the audience score and people saying, oh, but the audience score is rigged. The critics aren't. And the critics don't like this, right? So the critics, and the reason why I say, and people will say, but don't listen to critics. And you're right? Because last year they defended this pile of crap, right? But this year, I think a few journalists at this time, I think last year they were actually told, they were given a bit of a brief. Look, try not criticize Doctor Who too much because it has a female in it now. Try to be, because even if you read some of the reviews of last year, you could really see that some of these journalists were finding it hard to write something positive. So they just give how brilliant Jodie was and they concentrate on how brilliant she was. If you actually read some of the reviews, that's what they concentrated on. They concentrated on Jodie's Doctor rather than the actual stories itself. I mean, even for It Takes You Away, the news headline, bizarre episode with a bizarre ending, right? They had headlines like that, but yet they rated it high. I think this time the journalists are not actually, are not actually going to be as nice this time round. I think they were generous for Series 11, and I think they're going to be a lot more closer when it comes to the criticism of this series, to be quite honest with you. So, it's bad days for Doctor Who. And have you noticed that the J-bots have stopped talking about the overnights and stopped actually really hassling? Now, there's a few that are still fighting the corner, which I will say fair play. They're still, sticking to their guns, but this is a losing battle. You have lost. Doctor Who, we told you, you ignore the fans, this is what's going to happen, right? The fans are walking away. Now, people have asked me, what do you think is going to happen for Sunday's episode? Do you think the ratings are going to be down again, or do you think they might get a little bit of a jump up? I'm not sure, but we can definitely see that there is a downward trend. It'll depend. See, BBC right now, and it's actually sad because you can see it. BBC America are so desperate to get people to watch this series that they even said at the end of last week's episode, when they put up, don't forget to watch the end of Orphan 55. Now, everybody was speculating and everybody was thinking, oh, they're probably going to add to the Gallifrey story arc. But no, they didn't. All we seen at the end was a drag, right? So was that was the big thing that we had to wait for at the end of watch the end of the episode. You're not going to believe your eyes. They're so desperate that they're hyping up these episodes. And if you even notice the guys and the people that are behind when they put the ratings out, they always follow it with, well, BBC is counting on word of mouth and catch-up figures, right? I have never heard such crap in all my life. BBC would never have that way of thinking years ago, right? Either Doctor Who is the #1 show on television or it's not. And if it's not, what's the reason why it's not, right? And they're the questions that should be asked right now. But nobody seems to be asking that question. This is why I hope this show and the fans continue to boycott this. It doesn't matter if Series 12 is an improvement on Series 11. I said this a few months back. It doesn't matter. Fans got pissed off last year. You did all the damage last year, and some of those fans will not come back. They will not forgive. I'm sorry, but that's just the bottom line. They will not forgive. And that's just the bottom. It's sad. It's sad because as I said, and as we say on the panel when I do have me guests on, Doctor Who has so much potential. It could be the golden goose for BBC again. It could be the biggest show on the planet again, right? It was one of the biggest shows on the planet. It could be one of the biggest shows on the planet again. You just need someone in there that understands it. And if the latest speculation that we've been told is true. Now, by the way, I have to stress this has been verified by a couple of different sources, right? And this actually has been reported on slightly, not much, but it has gone under the radar a little bit. But at 9 o'clock tonight, I'll be on Talk Their Doctor with Eddie Ascaro. If he's one of the channels that I'm subscribed to, so I don't know if any of me moderators are there. If one of me moderators is there, if you could do me a favor, put Eddie Ascaro's channel up on the live chat there, Talk Their Doctor. I'm going live with him at 9 o'clock, and then we'll be on this channel straight after at 10 to discuss what we've discussed on his channel. So watch that stream tonight, 9 o'clock, and then join me at 10, because I'm telling you, you aren't going to like what you are going to hear. And I know for a fact once you do, there's going to be more there in the fandom. Trust me, there's going to be more there. And I even have to say, even fans of Jodie Whittaker, in my opinion, right, if they really care, they will disagree with this as well. But we'll see. This will show me who the real fans are, because I know what kind of reaction there should be, right? Because I had to say, I had the reaction, and I'm a Whovian a long time. So I had a reaction, one of despair. Everything you know, all I'm just going to say again is join us at 9. But I did say this. Do you remember that line that Sasha says to the Doctor? Everything you know about Gallifrey, everything you know about Time Lords is a lie. Yeah. Well, this latest rumor's got something to do with the Timeless Child, but there's some more information. But it's the information and exactly the way he wants to go with this is annoying me. It just seems, all I'll just say is, it seems a bit of a kind of a Game of Thrones rip-off kind of thing. I can't say too much because I don't want to give that away, because I've promised, because I'm going on his channel at 9 o'clock, which is a couple of hours from now. So join me there, and then join me on my channel then straight after, and we will actually deal with the fallout of this later on. I'm going to try get a few panel members on. So I'm going to text around and see if I can get some people to come on with me so we can discuss this, because I don't want to be on my own tonight discussing this. I'd rather have someone bounce off and see what they think as well. So yeah, that's everything. Oh, Bradley Cooper apparently is fine. Oh, Bradley Walsh, I should say, apparently is fine. Apparently he was on Good Morning Britain. That's how everybody found out about his back. So it must have happened ages ago. So it's actually non-news. But I will say, because some people were saying, thought I was a little bit harsh. Well, I'm sorry, but animals are very precious, and I eat meat, I know that we have to, eat animals to survive. I don't mind that. But the likes when you have animals in competitions, or you use animals for the likes of cockfighting or something like that, as Cheryl was telling me in an article that she was reading, some guy in India actually died because they put blades at the end of their yokes and he got cut. Fair play. I don't give a crap. You do that to an animal, any sort of animal. I'm sorry. So, while Bradley Walsh, was filming this first show, and apparently he had a choice between diving with sharks or getting on a bull. That's where the choice is. I'd rather dive with sharks because you're in a cage. You're not actually interfering with the animal or mammal. What's this?
It's Bradley Walsh is saying that on the episode this morning, he told Holly and Philip the horrific accident wasn't as bad as it sounds. He's always wanted to ride a bull at an American rodeo, but he says it sounds a bit more severe than it actually is. What happened was I felt awkwardly, purely my own fault. So he was in the hospital, got checked out. And
right.
So he's fine.
Right. But the reason why I don't like bullfighting is because Cheryl explained to me how to get the bull to the buck, right? They tie his balls, basically, right? Wrap them up, right? So that's cruel, right? Because how would you like it if I tied one of the guys in the live chat and I tied user bits together and then yous be booking and then I was on top of yous? I'm sorry, I don't have any sympathy that anybody that does that like that to animals. I don't have sympathy for jockeys either when they fall off their horses. They fall off, they deserve it, right? Whipping horses and all. I'm sorry, but just when it comes to animals like that, I know we eat animals to survive. That's different. They're produced for us. But when there's animals out there that are free and stuff like that and they do shit like that, especially with the bull fighting as well, I don't agree. So I have no sympathy. I'm sorry. I'm glad he's okay, but I've no sympathy for the fact that he got on and he injured himself. End of. Cruelty to animals. And it doesn't matter. He was part of it. So he's gone down in my estimation, in fairness, I have to say. Because, yeah. The Garb says no, leave air pals. So Cheryl knows about the bull riding because it's big in America, and she knows and she sees how it's done. So yeah, they basically tie their private parts, and that's how they book. So it's cruel. And Bradley Walsh got on one, so I'm sorry. He's gone down in my estimation, and you know he's lucky that he only broke his back.
And yes, you do. I do have a full-time job.
Yeah, she does have a full-time job coping with me. Yeah, I'm a legend. Yeah.
Teddy, come here.
So that's why. You know, I mean, look, with everything that's going on in the world, you look at the Australia first, for example, all those animals as well. You know, it's a horrible. We don't need things like that. You know, if we lived in the perfect world, in the perfect society, obviously we wouldn't be eating animals and stuff like that, and all animals would be free. But that's not the way it is. But at the end of the day, when it comes to bullfighting and horse riding, even those
horse racing, you mean?
Horse racing. What's the sea life? The whales in the sea parks. Don't agree with any of that either. You know, but that's just me. It's me one gripe, because you know I have Teddy on the channel and all. I love pets. I love animals, and yeah, it's just not nice. Bradley Walsh apparently earned $7 million last year. Well, he's done the chase, hasn't he? And he's done a couple of other things. So that's actually, that's actually not bad. I wonder how much Whittaker made. Noel and Cheryl, if that's true, that is cruelty. Well, it is true. It's exactly what they do. So when I heard about it, I had absolutely no sympathy. I'm sorry, but I don't. He ought to be ashamed of himself, actually, to be quite honest with you. And I know he had
he's probably uneducated, like a lot of people are that don't really
okay, but it doesn't. No, I'm sorry. No excuse. No excuse. Right? He's an actor. You mean to tell me he hasn't enlightened himself? I
don't know, but move on to something else.
Yeah, but the show. But hang on. But the show he was doing, right? He was told, Bradley, you either have to ride a bull or you have to dive in with sharks. Which one do you want to do? You mean to tell me you wouldn't have done a quick search or done some research behind what went into this before he actually took the part? I'm sorry, disagree. Right, but we will leave it there with the animal stuff, but because Cheryl doesn't like me talking about it because she gets very upset. So, she's reading Eccleston's book right now. Okay, just so far, because you said something interesting last night. Just explain to them, because you're how are you finding it as a book to read? because you said something very interesting. Because you're saying you can't wait until I read it to see what my reaction is.
Yeah.
But you said it's not your typical autobiography as such.
It's I'll give stuff away to you, and you don't want me to.
No, I don't want you to give stuff away, but could you describe what it's like to read the book?
It's a slow read, which is odd for me because I can read. Let's see, when do we get to the acknowledgement? It's 323 pages in an actual book form, not like on my Kindle. This is a proper book, so it would usually take me, if I'm doing other things, a day to read this book. I'm on day 4, and I'm only on page 86.
So it's a hard read.
It's a hard read because I feel like he spends so much of the book
trying to justify himself.
Yeah, that's a fair way to put it. I feel like he's got a lot of bitterness about working class. His political ideology comes into a lot of.
Right.
This is why I tend to not read autobiographies and memoirs of actors, because
I
usually cannot be bothered to deal with their saying. So it comes across as just very self-serving. I have no.
So basically, what we actually really thought of him, he's a bit of a self-centered, egotistical maniac.
Yeah, I guess that's probably fair. I feel like he has a huge thing of self-importance.
Yeah.
And I know he comes from a working class background, and he doesn't disparage that or anything, but I guess it's like anything negative he says,
right,
he almost goes back and backtracks it to like not offend someone. Right. So I feel like he's trying so hard to be politically correct through the whole thing, or to justify his own political and personal beliefs, that it throws off the narrative.
What we'll do?
If you would have just been writing about how he felt, grand.
Now, what we will do is after Cheryl is finished reading it, we will bring Cheryl. Yeah, she said Jesus, because normally I'm not messing, right? Cheryl will say to me, "Noel, I'm reading a new book." I'll be like, the first time she told me that, I was like, "Seriously? You're going to be there for weeks, right? Reading this book, right?" She literally takes a day, if because she's that fast paced of a reader, right? She's 4 days into this book. So what we'll do is when she's finished reading it and she gathers her thoughts, we will try get Cheryl to actually review the book for you. Noel, is that your wife or your sister? No, Cheryl is me wife. Cheryl is me wife. Yeah.
Teddy.
And Teddy is our dog. So yeah, Eccleston, I'm not surprised. He does come across as a bit of a twat. Let's be honest, I've never really liked the chap, but by watching Cheryl's reaction actually when she's reading his book, it's actually quite interesting looking at some of the faces she's pulling. So, because Cheryl is seriously, this woman reads like she goes through about 60, 70 books a year.
Oh yes, last year was a slow year. I only read 60.
Last year she only read 60. She is his beautiful wife, says Renee.
Aw, thank you, Renee.
That she is. I'm a very lucky man. Right. Well, we leave it there, but I do think it's interesting. So again, just to update you all, Rotten Tomatoes again has been playing with the audience score. But as I said, forget about the audience score, Lord. The critic score, it's at 80% as it stands right now. Will it go up? Will it go down after Sunday's episode? We will have to see. Also, Jodie Whittaker did a little bit of an interview, and you heard the crap coming out of her mouth. She clearly doesn't understand the role that she's taken. Also, you know, she has said things that are quite startling, especially about now, this was ages ago, where she turned around and said she didn't basically realize how big the role was that she was playing. I mean, she must have been living in a cave somewhere with Saddam Hussein or something, because like everybody knows how big Doctor Who is. Now, 9 o'clock, very important. Talk Their Doctor, right? Eddie Ascaro's channel. So I'll write it in the chat there because I don't know how to put the links in, and I don't think any of my moderators are here. So there is the name of the YouTube channel right there. Go and check those guys out. Okay, I'll be on their channel at 9 o'clock tonight. We've got some information got to do with the timeless child thread. You will not want to miss this live stream, right? So please actually subscribe to Eddie's channel as well. Subscribe to their channel, because me and Eddie's channel work really close when it comes to Doctor Who rumor and speculation. And myself and Eddie have been pretty spot on with most of the information that we put out there. We broke the Cyberman news. We broke I broke the Jadoon news. We broke the Master news, Sasha, a couple of months back. And we actually spoke about this whole thread before. So join us on his channel 9 o'clock, and then we will be dealing with the fallout on my channel at 10. Now, if anybody that's in the live chat right now would like to join me for a panel tonight, please give us a text. You will be receiving a text off me. The usual suspects will receive a text off me. You know who you are. If you would like to come on with me right after Eddie's stream, I would really appreciate it. And Blue Bonnet says, I will try listen in, Noel. I'm going over to my mum's tonight. No problem. But yeah, so guys, listen, I'll talk to you all at 9 o'clock on Eddie of Escaro's channel, Talk Their Doctor, and then I will be on mine then at 9 o'clock. So listen, guys, enjoy our upcoming weekend, and I'll see you at 9, and then on this channel again, as I said, at 10 o'clock. And then we'll get Cheryl, if she actually is willing to do it, because when I said it about the review, she made a bit of a face. I don't think she actually likes the idea of having to review the book. But if she does agree, we will have a review of Eccleston's new book, and that will be interesting. For me, she's a fast reader. I'm a slow reader. So it's probably going to take me a couple of months to read that bloody book if it's that bad. Right, folks. See you later. Have a good one.